What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report. It is Saturday, August 31st, 2013. Going to give you all the links I've stowed up over the week. It has been a week of madness. The first link below will take you over to the Blogspot post. That's where you will find the full set of links. No doubt it's all about Syria this week. Man, I feel like my head has been in a vice. Anybody else following the news feel that way? Just like this pressure on your brain. Craziness, utter insanity. Let's get started here. Obama says Syrian government carried out chemical attack, even though John Kerry himself said we're not going to try to figure out who did this. I do not trust my government. I think that it may have been the rebels. It may have been, I don't know. All we have to go on is what the government-controlled mainstream media is telling us. That's a damn shame. So I'll put this link here. Obama says Syrian government carried out attacks. I got a ton of these. Obama set for limited strike on Syria as British vote no. As of right now, as of the time I am shooting this video, we have not launched missiles into Syria. I fully expect that to change, probably by the end of the weekend. So I'll put a link to this. BBC News, Syria crisis. Cameron loses common vote on Syria action. Very interesting here. Another Operation Blackjack connection. Pull up this story. Syria crisis, I believe it'll be a third link on the Blogspot. And then pull up the fourth link, a slide from Operation Blackjack. Put that story side by side with this slide. It looks identical. Just saying, if you're not familiar with Blackjack, Operation Blackjack, Google it, YouTube search it, you'll find out in a hurry. Let's see, UN weapons inspectors to leave Syria a day early. I believe they are out of there as of now. Los Angeles Times, U.S. deploys fifth warship near Syria. Russia sends warship to Mediterranean as Syria tensions rise. Let's see. Attack on Syria may cause massive damage to the U.S. Interesting write-up here from the Voice of Russia. A link to this. Congress, stop. Now, the Roach Pack is back at it again. You guys might have heard of these guys before. To Congress, stop thermonuclear war. Throw Obama out, pass Glass-Steagall. I'll put a link. They got a write-up. Report says DNA test verified bin Laden identity. Speaking of not trusting my government, I don't believe the lie of 9/11 at all. I don't believe that we captured bin Laden and threw him off a ship. This entire thing is just, there's not a word for it. It's beyond absurd. Here they put out a report that DNA test verifies Osama bin Laden's identity. Whatever. I'll put a link to it if you guys want to see it. We got other news going on in the world. Let's see. Oil rig explosion to burn for days. This is in a county in Texas. I'll put a link to this. Local media. 8-year-old shoots and kills elderly caregiver after playing video game. They're trying to say the video game is the fault. I would say the fault is the person of... How did this 8-year-old get a hold of a weapon? How did he get a hold of a firearm? Oh, we're going to blame the video game, though. More craziness. Police say IED detonated at War Memorial. Where was this? This is in Oregon. Coos Bay, Oregon, I believe. I'll put a link to this. Local media. CPS faces first test of safe passage routes. I believe this is in Chicago, is it not? Safe passage for kids to go to school. Wow, Rahm Emanuel, what the hell's going on in your city? New poll declares Texas as nation's least favorite state. Well, I have a lot of friends that live in Texas, and I think Texas rocks. I'll put a link to this, though. Speaking of Texas, no charges for Texas father who beat to death daughter's molester. Right on. You know what that's called? Justice. Right on. That from ABC News. Let's see. Speaking of justice, this is absolutely absurd. This former teacher who raped his student gets 30 days in jail. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. The judge that made that call needs to be fired. And I hope something bad happens to this man. That's just ridiculous. Some news on the Snowden front. Snowden reveals U.S. intelligence black budget, $52.6 billion on secret programs. This came out August 29th. Put a link to that. Let's see. When the USA officials use their spying power on love interests. Interesting article here for from the Washington Post. And YouTube news. Creative video response. YouTube video response is going away on September 12th. We will be sunsetting the video response feature, and video responses will no longer be shown below the video player. Video responses are rarely played, blah, blah, blah. YouTube is getting rid of video responses. I think that's a mistake. I think a lot of us use the video response feature. I leave all my videos as a response to other videos. It helps the flow of information, but, you know, it is what it is. I'll put a link to it. Be advised, no more video responses. Over to financial news. I only got a couple this week. Facebook friends could change your credit score. Be advised, if you use Facebook, you're going to want to look at this if you care about your credit score. My credit score is probably negative 50,000. I have no idea. Don't care. Let's see. Got one more here. LA banker to announce Syrian Reconstruction Fund. Think about that. Syria Reconstruction Fund. Reconstruction Fund? As in it was destroyed? I'll put a link to this. This is in the Los Angeles Business Journal on April 26, 2013. That even adds more to the mystery. I'll put a link to it. Over to New World Order and police state news. Check this out. Pentagon labels founding fathers as extremists. You're damn right they were extremists. What is it Doc used to say? This country was founded by dangerous men. They definitely would be dangerous to a tyrannical administration. And this is why, increasingly over the years, the administrations have said, well, these people, anybody who calls themselves a constitutionalist, they're a potential terrorist. Anybody who quotes the founding fathers, they're a potential terrorist. I got a quote for you. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Thomas Jefferson. I'll put a link to this. Yeah, they were extremists. Liberty and freedom is very dangerous to a tyrannical administration. Unbelievable story here. And to the mainstream media who reports this crap, you're just as guilty. Administration announces new gun control measures, targets military surplus imports. Put a link to this. Oh, look, a picture of Gabby Giffords. Whatever. Obama says he will use executive action on gun control. This posted 2 days ago. Harvard gun study concludes gun bans don't reduce murder rate. Really? Put a link to that. 2 SWAT teams shut down a neighborhood in Colorado this August 27th from Militia News. Militia, that's a bad word. Anybody who uses the word militia, they must be a terrorist. Even though the Second Amendment clearly states a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Let's see. Police threaten arrest for charity feeding the homeless. Put a link to this. Local media out of somewhere in the U.S. I don't know. New Illinois. Check this out. Be advised if you're a smoker in Illinois. New Illinois law makes flicking cigarette butts a felony. This is on the Illinois Review, posted August 28th. Put a link to this. From HuffPost, Miami, Israel Hernandez lawsuit. Teen's family sues Miami Beach police over taser death. Right on. I fully support you. Put a link to that. And justice for Down syndrome man who died in movie theater. Heartbreaking story here. I'm not going to get into it because I'm going to go off on a long rant. If I do, I'll put a link to it. Over to World War III news this week. Pretty much did that at the beginning of the report, but I am going to put a link to F-Town's website, in-game, beginning of ww3.com, and his Facebook page. He has constant updates on what's going on with Syria and the Mideast and everything. Check out in-game, beginning of ww3.com, and his Facebook page. I'll also put a link to his YouTube channel. And I want to say a personal thank you to F-Town for keeping all of us up to date on the latest. He is doing just an immaculate job. So I'll put those links. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news. Mexico City earthquake warning awakens residents as aftershock strikes coast. August 26. I'll link to this from the Weather Channel. And no tsunami after 7.0 earthquake off Alaska. That was yesterday, 8/30/2013. I did check the buoy data. Do have a few buoys going off, although they say there was no tsunami threat. A link to that. Louisiana sinkhole swallows more trees. What else is new? I'm telling you, this earth is changing, people. Volcanic geyser erupts close to Rome airport. Let me say that again. Volcanic geyser erupts close to Rome airport. Check out the picture. Volcano just comes out of nowhere. Wow. I'm telling you, man. Go watch the movie 2012 again. Mysterious underground fire perplexes Alaska town. I'm not sure what's up with this. This is from CBC News. on August 28th. Underground fire, huh? Moonwater discovery hints at mystery space, or mystery source deep underground. Didn't we find water on the moon like a year or two ago? I remember that story. I'll put a link to this, so kind of bizarre. Another bizarre one here. Strange magnetic monster found lurking inside dead star. Wow. One more. And I really want to know what my Christian viewers have to say about this. Earth life likely came from Mars, study suggests. Do you think we came from Mars? If we did, then, I mean, how does that work out as far as the Bible goes? I mean, I'm not really very religious, so if my Christian friends can tell me what they think about this article, that would be great. For strange and bizarre news now, got quite a few this week. Zombies needed for drone terror. This from Blacklisted News. Let's see, the U.S. Air Force cannot find enough drone pilots. You want to be a drone pilot? Put a link to this. It's not a job I would want. Let's see, note left over from training exercise evacuates building. This is August 23rd from, where is this? Travis County. I believe that's in Texas. A link to that. Strange goings-ons. Ted Nugent's wife arrested with gun at airport. You know you can't take a gun into an airport. What's the matter with you? This from TMZ. A link to that from BBC. We got miniature human brain grown in a lab. Messing with stuff we shouldn't be messing with, in my opinion. Put a link to that. Speaking of brains, researcher controls colleagues' motions in first human brain-to-brain interface. Moving ever closer to that singularity. One more. Indiana police say man drilled into his own head. I feel like doing that sometimes. I'm just kidding. Bizarre story. Drilled into his own head. I don't know. That's what it says. CERN develops cancer zapping radio beam. Right on, I guess. Put a link to that. GM says it's almost driverless cars coming by 2020. Boy, that reminds me of the movie, what's the one with Will Smith? iRobot. Almost driverless cars. I don't know, man. I think I'd rather be in control. Let's see here. Ridiculous nonsense. I don't even have a word for this. Polish woman wants to have sex with 100,000 men. I'm not making it up. From Weird News, from HuffPost, whatever. And I got another one. This is from The Blaze. Dear daughter, let Molly Cyrus be a lesson to you. The amazing open letter from mom to go viral. You know, it absolutely blows my mind that my little nieces, when I used to babysit them, they would watch her show. What was it, Hannah Montana or something like that? If you didn't see the Molly Cyrus thing, don't look it up. It is absolutely freaking disgusting. The only reason I saw it is because the mainstream media plastered it all over the place. That woman has some sort of brain damage. Disgusting. I don't even want to think about it any longer. For all other news, please check my favorites. There has been a ton of videos come out this week. People putting out news and information left and right. Thank you to everybody who puts out content. I will put a link to my favorites. Check out all the stuff over there. Constantly updated news. Do have a few shout-outs this week. False flag, West explosion blamed on a hero, ? ShowMeBaby did an interview for InfoWars. He mentioned myself in F-Town. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you. I'll put a link to his video. Awesome interview. Shout out to Matt Damon. This video here is the Goodwill Hunting scene where he talks about the NSA, and then they do a short interview with him, getting his thoughts on the NSA, and I kind of like what he has to say. I'll put a link to that. And another shout out to Luke Rudkowski from We Are Change this week. How to deal with negative, depressing crap. Awesome video. Anybody out there who's feeling down, who's depressed, you feel like the world is just becoming compressed, and take 11, 12 minutes, watch his video. It'll make you feel better, I promise. That's all I got for this week, guys. A week of madness. If you like this report, please give me a thumbs up on the video, or give me a thumbs down if you think it sucked. It's the absolute worst of YouTube. You never want to see it again. Please rate, though. It helps it move around YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, for live show alerts, breaking news alerts, new video alerts. Put all those links at the bottom. Syria, like I said, at the time I'm shooting this video, we have not fired on Syria. I fully expect that to happen at any hour. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't happen. I apologize to the people of the world for my government's actions. I do not support my government's actions. I do not trust my government to tell me that Assad used chemical weapons. Most likely it's the other way around. I don't know what else to say other than I apologize to the planet for the United States government's actions. We have lost control of our government, and that is our fault. It's our fault as a collective that we let this happen. That's all I could say. You guys take care, stay safe. I'll see you on the next one.